Hey guys, what is going on? It's your boy, the Mad Kiger, and up here today, guys, with another discussion video. Yes, we talk about all sorts of things going on in the gaming world and so forth. And today's discussion is something that's been on my mind for a while, and that is, do we expect too much from video games? Lately, all I've been seeing all over the media over the last few months in terms of video games is how games are failing. Anthem was a failed game, and freaking Fallout 76, a failed game. These AAA titles that we've been waiting for ages, that we see and we think, oh my god, this is going to be the next big thing. And then it just comes up short when it comes out. And that brings to mind also, are we blinded by the media and these review sites? And do we, excuse me, do we, sort of follow what all the media says about something and then just completely miss out on companies putting out solid stuff? And are we just disappointed? Do we expect too much? Don't get me wrong, when a game comes out, if the game doesn't meet the expectations that we want, how many times have you gone out and you've gone, there's a game that I wanted when I seen that it was coming out, and when the game come out, I paid 40, 50, 60 quid for it, and then I played it and I'm like underwhelmed or just disappointed in it. Don't get me wrong, there's always going to be disappointing games. But just because a game doesn't meet the expectations of what the media wants and what people expect from it, doesn't necessarily mean it's a game that you completely want to, push away and you completely don't want to pay for. I understand if a game has got bad reviews, but you want to get it yourself, you are looking forward to it. But you sort of can't justify paying the full amount for a game. Kind of like Dynasty Warriors 9 for me, how this game, I was hyped about this game, and I heard from the day that it was announced, I was proper hyped for it. And then I sort of heard the bad reviews on it, which sort of stopped me from going out and buying the game day one kind of thing. And in a way, I sort of am glad because, but at the same time, what I am playing in this game is, yes, it may be considered a bad game, but I'm enjoying it. And that's what I'm trying to get at, guys. Do we follow what the media says and what the reviewers say when a game's bad, it don't meet expectations, it promises to be something it isn't, or do we buy something and we judge for ourselves? And I think a lot of people are afraid to sort of go out and go, you know what, I like this game, I don't like this game, or I like this game. If I sat here and said, I don't like the new God of War, people would probably shoot me down for it. But, it's a personal opinion. I don't want people to be afraid to share what they think about something. If you like something, then you should never feel ashamed to admit that. I'm not ashamed to admit I really like Dynasty Warriors 9. I can admit that the game has flaws, but at the same time, I'm enjoying it. And that's what video games are really about. Don't listen to what the media says. Don't listen to what everyone else says. If you want to play something and you want to experience it for yourself, go ahead. Now, like I said, I don't want to sit here and say that, if a game is completely terrible and completely bad, go out and spend your hard-earned money on it. I would recommend, it is important to listen to what reviewers say and do some research on some video games before going out and paying full price for a game. Especially now that video games are going up in price, and with the PlayStation 5, the Xbox 2, the Switch Pro, and all of these other systems and, things coming out like the Google Stadia and all of this stuff, and technology in terms of video games is getting much better. And, we come to expect that the games will be getting better. But you've got to bear in mind, because the technology will be more advanced, that means it's going to be more expensive. You know, that's why I haven't gone out and brought an Xbox One X or a PS4 Pro, because, you know, even though the technology is better, it's still more expensive, and I don't have the money to do that. You know, I'm quite happy with my PlayStation 4 Slim. I'm quite happy with the Xbox One S and so forth. You know, I don't need to have the best technology, the best hardware to enjoy a video game. And I think too many people are blinded by, you know, something that's more expensive is better. In a way, yes, it is. But at the same time, don't ever feel like because everyone else is getting the new systems and everyone else is doing this, don't be afraid. You know, if you're someone that likes playing PlayStation 2 and everyone else is on PlayStation 4, who cares? That's what video games are about, is to enjoy them in your own time. Yes, there is things like online and PlayStation Network and Xbox Live, Steam, all of those great things, online games, and that's fine. But don't ever be afraid to voice what you like about something. You might be voted the unpopular opinion person. You know, it is a very unpopular opinion that I like Dynasty Warriors 9, and my review on it might get a lot of hate because of that. But that's not to say that I don't see the game for what it is and the disappointments it brought. All I'm trying to say is some people expect too much from a video game. Yes, like I said, video games are going up in price. You know, if you're paying £60 for a game and it doesn't meet your expectations, or it's a complete pile of crap, you have every right to be pissed off about it. But then again, be you the fool for not looking up the problems with it. Yes, like I said, that sort of does contradict what I just said about, you know, trying to experience it for yourself. But what I mean is it's not it's not wrong for you to want to do a bit of research on something, but, you know, especially when something's new, something's expensive, it's better to do a bit of research and see that you are getting your money's worth and deciding whether you want to get it there and then, or would you rather wait? Kind of like how I've done with Dynasty Warriors 9. Sorry I keep mentioning it, it's just because it's right next to me. But, you know, this game was £50 on release, you know, and if I would have got it on release, yeah, chances are it wouldn't have bothered me personally because I enjoy it. But I can understand why, you know, I would have been slightly pissed off. You know, I've only paid 20 quid for it, so it's not a big issue for me. And that's what I'm trying to say. With expensive games and new games, it's important to do a little bit of research if you're still in two minds whether to get it. Buying games blindly is something that I do, but I tend to do it on games that are a lot cheaper or games for older systems, because I'm not too bothered if a game is, you know, a couple of quid. You know, I get a game for like £2-3 on PlayStation 2. I play it and it's a complete piece of crap. I'm not too bothered because I haven't spent that much money on it, so it's not really a big issue for me. Whereas if I would have been paid £60 for a new game and I'm pissed off because the game doesn't meet my expectations or it's a bad game, I'm then out 60 quid. And yes, I can go back and sell the game or trade it in, but I'm going to lose out, you know, on say 25, 30, 40% of my money that I've paid for it. You know what I mean? And that's the thing that I'm trying to get at is do we expect too much of video games these days? And what I mean by that is when a game comes out, we go, oh, well, this is what it was promised to be, and then this is the final product. A lot of things happen with video games. Now, I don't personally know how video games are made and how, you know, how the whole process works. But, you know, there are some games that a lot of people don't like, but some people like. And then there's games that loads of people like, but some people don't like. All I'm trying to get at is don't feel disgruntled by other people's opinion on something. You have every right to your own opinion on video games and what you like. If you like a game and someone else don't, that's their problem. You like it, you enjoy it, you play it. It's your money, it's your console. Whatever you want to play, that's fine. You can fucking play, you know, a porn game for all I care. If you enjoy it, you enjoy it. You know what I mean? Video games are there to be enjoyed. What I'm trying to get at is when I say, are we, you know, do we expect too much from video games? A lot of people can go, well, wait a second. this is what I wanted and this is what I got. It's not easy to make a video game, and yes, you have every right to be pissed off because you've gone out and spent all that money on something, but at the same time, aren't you a bit of a fool for not looking up, the information about it? Don't go out and buy things blindly and then be pissed off that it don't meet your expectations. If you buy something blindly, without any expectations of something, if it's bad or if it's good, that's a bonus or a loss. Sometimes you have to take it there and go, well, wait a second, I'll take the loss here. But you do have a right to be pissed off. But what I'm trying to say is don't get all pissed off at these game companies for not making the best games ever. And sometimes, yes, games can have problems like Anthem, with the whole PlayStation 4 bricking thing. That would piss me off as well. If I brought a game and it fucked my PlayStation up, I'd be pissed off too. And, like Fallout 76, how the game hadn't met the expectations of what we wanted, like No Man's Sky, for example, Gears of War Judgment, just off the top of my head naming some games that were a bit of a disappointment to some people. But what I'm trying to say is people still like those games, and you shouldn't sit there and have a go at them for liking it because the game might seem broken and buggy. Yes, that's fine and all. Well, it's not fine, but what I'm trying to say is don't have a go at people for playing something that you don't personally like or you're pissed off about. You have a right to be pissed off if you spent your money and it don't meet your expectations. Yes, but at the same time, don't stop other people from enjoying something. You know what I mean? Yeah, we all live in a society today where too many people value what reviewers say and what the media says about something, that we don't sit there and experience it for ourselves, and that puts us off, which is why I don't go out and buy games day one these days, because I don't want to go out and pay £60 for a game and then I get it and then I don't like it, and that's why I wait for games to go down in price. Unless it's a game that I really want. The last game I paid full price for was Red Dead Redemption 2. And I got that digital and I was amazed by the game. I love the game and I've still got things to do in the game. And I'll probably go back to it someday, But I really enjoyed the game. But I know that game has still got some problems with it. Like the Red Dead Online service hasn't been sort of, a lot of people are disappointed in that. Me personally, I'm not too bothered because I don't really play the online. But I can understand why some people are a bit pissed off. But at the same time, you've got to bear in mind, when you brought that game was being sold as a single player game, and then the multiplayer came out a couple months later. So therefore, with video games today, we live in the technology where if a game has some problems and some bugs and things like that, it gets updated. Look at No Man's Sky. When that game came out, it was terrible. Nobody wanted it. Nobody loved it. There was a few people that loved it, and now look at the game. It's been updated. It's got multiplayer. It's got a lot more playability, and that's the thing with video games today. And that's one thing that I do like about the modern generation of consoles, is we can update games and we can get patches and new characters, new weapons, new cars, or whatever it is you're playing. And then there's DLC. Yes, DLC is its own thing, I know, but it's really down to you whether you want to pay for that kind of thing. And that's what sort of gets to me, is I don't really care what the media says about something. If it's important, yes, to do a bit of research and sort of ask people if you're a bit unsure about what they think. But at the same time, it's like, when you're watching Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, just because you phone a friend doesn't mean you have to take their answer, kind of thing. That's the best way to explain it without going into in depth. Just because people say that it's not good doesn't mean that you won't enjoy it. I'm not sitting there and saying, oh, if everyone told you it's terrible, go out and pay £50 for it and waste your money, kind of thing, and then get a bad game. It's important to listen to what some people say, but at the same time be independent and make your own decision, decide whether you want to buy a game there and then, or you don't mind waiting. Me personally, I don't mind waiting. I've got fucking thousands of games, and I spent 54 hours in Dynasty Warriors 9 already. It's crazy, and I'm only on my 4th campaign. It's crazy how much time I put into this game, and I'll probably get a lot of hate for that. And to be honest, I don't care that people don't like this game. I do. I understand if you don't like it, then that's fair enough. I can understand why you might have been pissed off if you got this day one. But at the same time, you know, there's no rush for games these days. You know, there's no rush to get a game day one unless it's a limited edition game or limited run game. Yeah, that's different. But with AAA titles, the game isn't going anywhere. You know, you'll be able to get it later on, and stuff like that. Like Far Cry New Dawn has gone down to £20 now. I could go out and buy that game, and it was a game that I didn't want day one. It's a game that I'm not really interested in getting day one, or that I weren't like, oh, I need to get this day one. But it's a game that I'd probably enjoy if I, and you know, now that it's only £20, I could go and get that game and I'd enjoy it. And the thing is, we shouldn't expect too much from video games today. It is important to expect something from a video game, yes, and when a company says this is what our game's going to be, and then when it comes out, if it isn't what they promised to be, yes, you have every right to be annoyed and pissed off, but at the same time, bear in mind that most companies will take into consideration what the fans say and try to fix the problems through updates and things. And that's what I'm trying to get at. And I think with how video games are going lately, there have been great companies that have put out solid titles as of late. Like Capcom has come back with Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 2. You know, they've made some fantastic games as of late. There's been other companies that have been putting out great titles, but then there's also been the companies that have been like, this is going to be the next big thing, like Anthem, and then the game comes out and then it's had nothing but problems. And I think too many people listen to a company when it first announced the game and go, wow, this is going to be the best thing ever, this is going to be the best thing ever. Don't listen to that. Wait until the best thing to do is when a game gets announced, the best thing to do is, if you're unsure, is wait a couple of days, wait maybe a week. Good stuff. Sorry. ASMR. Wait a couple weeks. Sorry, I'm professional. I'm not really professional anyway. Wait a couple of weeks, maybe a week or two. Wait to see what everyone else is saying. If there's any problems, you'll know about it. And try to be responsible with your money. And it's your money. If you want to go out and spend it and get every single game that comes out, then fair enough. But at the same time, me personally, I wait for it when a new game comes out. If it interests me or I'm slightly interested in it, I'll wait a couple of weeks to hear what everyone else is saying before I go and make any rash decision to pay 50 quid for a game. And then if the game is got disappointing reviews or whatever, you know, I'm not the fool that paid £50 for it and one of those people that are disappointed. I wait for the game to go down in price and then the game to get some updates and things like that and fix all the problems or DLC or whatever. And then there you go, you've got a fun game. So I want to know in the comments below, do you guys think that we expect too much from video games? Do you think that people listen to whatever the media is saying? Or are you one of these people that are quite sensible and take your time with video games? Or you buy games day one? Or are you like me and you just get games, and if other people don't like them and you do, that's all that matters. And that's what I'm trying to get at. Sorry if it sort of went off topic a bit. I weren't really sure how to sort of talk about this sort of thing, but it's just something else to talk about on the channel. And I'm hoping, just so you know, come next weekend, well, maybe Thursday to Monday, my partner's going to be going away to my family with Logan, so I'll be away. I'll be free over that weekend, so I will try and get some streaming done. So possibly do some streaming on this and maybe some online games or whatever and stuff. So I'm probably trying to get some more videos done over that weekend and get some housework done and tidy up and do the garden and things. So Sorry that I haven't really done a proper video on the last few days. It's just sometimes I get a bit caught up in everything. So, but we got a video nonetheless. And if you guys enjoyed today's video, feel free to leave a like and of course comment below. Let me know, do you expect too much from video games, or are you one of these people that don't care what anyone says? If you enjoy a game, you enjoy a game. And as always, guys, feel free to subscribe if you haven't already and join the family. And as always, check out all the social media links in the description below. And as always, guys, have a nice day. And I will see you in the next video. Take care and bye-bye. Might be a pickups video on Thursday. I don't want that one, but there might be a pickups video. We'll see. If there is, it will be Thursday. Take care and bye-bye.